Hi, this is Carol from the classroom to the kitchen nook, and we are on week 9. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, I was trying to think of a topic to talk about, maybe classroom related, but I got to thinking on how the world has changed in the last 50 years. And there have been 3 catastrophic events that occurred in my lifetime that changed the world. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but you'll probably take a guess by the time we finish this blog, because you'll probably be able to deduce by the events that I talk about. Well, I was alive when Kennedy was assassinated, but I was too young to remember. I was too young to remember the event on how it affected people, and I was too young to remember also. I was alive, but I was too young to remember Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy. Although I remember hearing about it, I was too young to understand the impact. But I do know people who were, and these are people who were not much older than me, who were alive during that event, and they told, or they explained, or they tried to explain the impact of how it made them feel and how it changed their world, how it changed their worldview. Politically, Kennedy, no longer being in office, we wouldn't have had the Vietnam War, or it wouldn't have escalated to what it was, because Kennedy was dead set against a large involvement in it. And of course, Johnson, when he got into office, he had a different perspective about that. But bigger than ever, it changed the way we view the world around us. And you got to remember that Kennedy was our first TV president. And so everything that happened with Kennedy, it happened on TV. And it was for the first time. We had the presidential debates between Kennedy and Nixon for the first time on television. And the reason why Kennedy won that, well, because he was well-spoken. Nixon was well-spoken too, but Nixon didn't understand television. At least not yet. Later on, but not yet. And so that's one of the reasons why he won. But I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not here to talk about that. The funeral was on television. The entire event. I do remember, people talking about it. Fast forward a few decades, 9/11. Now this event I remember very well. I was an adult. It changed the world in ways that we're still feeling. You can't fly to visit your Aunt Emmy without being affected by it. I mean, all the procedures we go through, taking off your shoes, to the way that visitors or your people that are going with you or picking you up can't meet you at the gate anymore. That was a common stance. I mean, watch any movie from the 70s or 80s, like Airport 77 or Airplane, where they can meet you right there at the gate. And it's just not possible anymore. But it also changed the way we see the world. Again, just like with the Kennedy assassination. It changed the way we look at the world. We no longer feel secure within our American borders. It changed the way we look at other countries as well as our engagement in other countries. And it changed the way businesses conduct themselves. But it also created a sense of hysteria, a sense of overreaction, and a sense of you're either with us or against us type of politics. Again, I'm not here to talk about politics or anything like that, but it is. In the past, you used to be of different parties and be able to communicate and enjoy one another's company without getting so personal about it. So I think what happened with 9/11 is things became a little bit more real, and we saw before our eyes 2 buildings come down. It also created in us a greater appreciation for emergency workers, a greater appreciation for those who put their lives on the line for other people. So it changed things in a good way, and it changed things in a bad way. But there's some things that are positive, and we need to take the positive with that. And, you know, fortunately, we can still fly, but it's just a little bit more of a pain to know in order to do that. Okay, so there was another event. Oh, what was that? What event was that? Some kind of event that changed the way we do things. Oh yeah, 2020. What a year we've had. 2020, we had the COVID-19 crisis, or we were having the COVID-19 crisis. We're not out of it yet. This event's a little bit different in that it didn't happen in one day, like 9/11 did, or the Kennedy assassination. But it affected everything that we do. It affected everyone and everything. The way we work. A lot of us are working at home. Some of us have been furloughed or laid off. Some of us are looking for work, and some of us are working, but we're having to work in conditions where we have to take precautions. The way we go to school, one of the reasons for this blog is that a lot of people are now doing schooling from distance learning or through homeschooling. The way we socialize, the way we worship, shop, and even play. We just got through a summer that basically was a very low-key summer. People didn't go and travel anywhere, or very few did. If they did, it was usually immediate family and in local areas. But it's also going to change the way we're celebrating our holiday season. We just had Halloween. And granted, as far as trick-or-treaters here where I live, we don't usually get a lot of them. But this year we got, 10? 10 trick-or-treaters. So that's not even a bag of candy. And I was looking back at the times when I was a child, or when my kids were little, and the streets were full of kids. It was American tradition. Regardless of how you feel about Halloween, whatever. I think it's fun. The kids need to have fun. Dress up and have fun. So a lot of communities we're doing things for the kids so that they can come and have fun. And there's costumes that they can wear, a mask and, all that. But now we're coming up with Thanksgiving. And here's my belief. I believe that we are physical, mental, and spiritual. And I believe we have physical, mental, and spiritual needs. And part of those mental and spiritual needs is to be able to break bread with one another, to be able to commune and to have fun and the human touch. We need that. And of course, Christmas, same thing, to be able to commune with our family. It's forcing us to do things differently. And regardless of how we feel about wearing the mask and, the get-togethers and all that, we're going to have to scale down the way we do things. So the way I'm going to look at it this year is I'm going to look at it as a positive thing. So perhaps our families for Thanksgiving, we can scale it down and do it with immediate family. Maybe our meals will be smaller. Maybe we'll save on flights and hotel bills and grocery bills. But maybe also it'll be more relaxed and not quite so stressful, and maybe we can kind of get a better understanding, or better remember what the holidays really is about. It's not about stressing and having the perfect dinner. It's about getting together to be thankful and realize that life could be a lot worse. And we actually have it pretty good. And to be thankful for what we do have. And it's the same thing for Christmas. Maybe this year it's a time to kind of scale it back. Maybe scale down our shopping list and realize that Christmas isn't all about buying the perfect gift for everybody. Maybe we should scale it back to do homemade gifts or gifts of the heart, such as a song or a poem or a sentimental card or letter, or maybe a recipe or DIY instruction that you could do, that you could send it virtually. That would save on postage. And something that could be sent electronically could also save on that contact. And again, I think it would help us to remember what Christmas is all about and what these holidays are all about. And it's about being with family, about worshiping together, about breaking bread together, and being thankful that we have one another, and being thankful that even though this COVID-19 crisis has changed our world is still turning. The world is still going on. And hopefully by next year we'll be back to normal. So this is Carol from Innovate Training, and this is From the Classroom to the Kitchen Nook, Week 9, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Carol Peugeot from Innovate Training, and this is From the Classroom to the Kitchen Nook. And we are on our session 9, I believe.
8.
8? Session 8?
I think we're on 8.
Are you sure?
Well,
8?
8 or 9.
Or 9?